Even by Washington standards, it's been quite a week. We asked our John Dickerson for this Sunday Journal.
Crafting laws inspires analogies. Making sausage, trading horses, dancing, herding cats.
Don't let anybody tell you it's easy.
None of those quite fit, which is perhaps why, to characterize the drama surrounding the Biden agenda, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was reaching for comparisons.
It's like an episode of a TV show.
Which TV show?
Maybe The West Wing, if something good happens, maybe Veep if not.
It did look like an episode of the comedy Veep when West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin spoke from his houseboat to protesters in kayaks.
We need to tax the rich.
I agree with that.
But their interaction wasn't absurd. They were talking about poverty, healthcare, and the environment.
We're on the same page, gang. We really are.
Manchin is one of two Democrats,
No one got everything they wanted in this package.
along with Arizona's Kyrsten Sinema, opposed to the scope and price of President Biden's social and environmental legislation. Unless all 50 Senate Democrats are unified, it won't pass. A problem some pundits and allies wanted the president to solve the way West Wing President Bartlett would have.
Sir, that's not up to me.
Crap, it is up to you, Al.
But that's not how the presidency works.
There's no magic. For all the power the president exercises in foreign policy, when it comes to legislative politics, when it comes to domestic politics, it's actually a fairly weak office.
Many years ago, I believed presidents had these magical powers, but political scientist Brendan Nyan of Dartmouth changed my mind. Tell me what the Green Lantern theory of the presidency is.
Every president faces this expectations gap between what they can do practically in office and what people think they can do. And the Green Lantern is a superhero.
A cosmic crusader whose magical power ring at his bidding accomplishes the impossible.
Whose powers are limited only by the force of their will. I've used this idea to make fun of the notion that presidents just need to try harder. It's a kind of fanciful notion when you think about it. These are very smart people at the absolute top of their field. If there were some easy way for them to make members of Congress do what they want, of course they would.
Joe Biden can't do much to influence Joe Manchin because the senator represents a state in which, for the last 3 presidential elections, a majority of voters in every county have voted for the Republican candidate. West Virginia has problems that this legislation could address. So why is Senator Manchin opposed to these measures?
I think it's important to distinguish between what's in a bill and what a bill comes to represent. The Affordable Care Act had aspects of it that were very popular, but the Affordable Care Act as a piece of legislation became very unpopular and was something that was used to attack Democrats. I suspect that Joe Manchin fears something similar, that this bill could become a symbol that's hung around his neck, even though the components of it are quite popular and his constituents in West Virginia would often benefit quite substantially.
Past presidents have had legislative success when they could hunt for votes in both parties. But Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell made clear earlier this year Republicans were going to be stingy.
100% of my focus is on stopping this new administration.
When control of the House and the Senate is so close within grasp for the minority party, there's no incentive for them to help the majority out because it undermines their chances to be able to run on a message of the majority couldn't do it, put us in charge.
Absolutely. One challenge our institutions face is not just that it's easy for minorities to block legislative action, but they see it as in their interest to do so politically.
Democrats are going to have to solve this one themselves.
We're going to get to work and see what we can get to.
Progressives in the House, who represent heavily liberal districts, are trying their hand at influencing Senators Manchin and Sinema. They're blocking an infrastructure bill the 2 senators support until Manchin and Sinema, and all the Democrats in the Senate, pass President Biden's social policy bill.
We need a vote. We need to be real. Are we going to deliver universal pre-K to this country or not? Are we going to expand healthcare to our seniors and include vision and dental or not? Are we going to invest in housing? That's what we need to know.
With no vote in the Senate, Speaker Nancy Pelosi couldn't keep her promise to hold a vote on the infrastructure bill in the House.
You cannot tire. You cannot concede.
The week's drama came to a decidedly undramatic conclusion, with Democratic leaders now looking for enough cuts in the Biden agenda to please cost-conscious senators without losing House liberals.
It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. We're going to get it done.
For President Joe Biden, who leads a diverse party with no margin for error in Congress, all he could do was offer a declaration of willpower.
Come on, man.